Everyone, and welcome to another episode of John and Wendy Explain the World. I am John Rocha, the outlaw, part of that title there. Wendy Lee is here. Hello, Wendy. How are you?
I am so good, so busy. There's a lot of stuff going on this weekend because it's also Comic-Con at home.
Oh, right now. Right.
Yeah. So there's a lot of stuff, but I appreciate being busy. It's better being busy than like sitting here twiddling my thumb, be like, I'm not being productive. I hate that. I hate that feeling, not being productive.
Absolutely. And we have a bunch of friends hosting stuff over there at Comic-Con at home. Kim Foster, I saw that she's doing stuff. Kim Horcher as well is doing stuff.
Yeah, for IGN. Watch my girl Kim.
Yeah, she's got 3 separate times that she's going to be on over the weekend. So definitely follow her and see when she's doing stuff that she's doing. So yeah, I was when I went to the Snake Eyes screening that was tied into a Comic-Con at home thing, and it certainly felt like a Comic-Con at home thing. It was chock full of nerds.
That's right.
Chock full of nerds down there in San Diego.
Did anybody dress up?
Nobody dressed up, but people were wearing G.I. Joe or Snake Eyes shirts. A lot of people were, and they had a cool little booth outside where people could walk up and take pictures in front of a green screen holding the Snake Eyes stuff or talking about the Snake Eyes stuff. So I thought that was a pretty cool thing to have as part of the Comic-Con at home stuff for sure. I mean, it's a way to make it feel like it might be there a little bit, but not fully, obviously, because we're not at the convention center. But it's ironic. My first year living here, and there's no Comic-Con.
Dude, you could have easily just Uber there and back, and all the people. At least you don't have this year, not yet. People calling you. I'm gonna be one of those people. Can I stay? I don't even need a bedroom. I'll just bring a little bedroll. It'll be fine.
Not even. How can I say this? Not even Uber. I can take the train. That seems that's
can you?
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's a train station about 5 minutes away from where we live.
It'll be cheaper.
So park the car and then take the train in and take the train back. Yeah. So we'll see. Anyway, we're not here to
next year. Next year.
Yeah, next year. We'll see. But thank you all so much for joining us here for this John and Wendy Explain the World here, this Friday afternoon fun show that we do here on the Outlaw Nation channel. Really appreciate it. Before we get into all the subject we're talking about, we're going to talk about that Dune trailer, Michael B. Jordan news that broke thanks to our colleague Jeff Snyder over there at Collider. We got some Batgirl news. We got some Activision unsettling news to discuss as well. We're going to get into some StrayKids stuff there in our trending section and talk about the nightmare of campgrounds that gives Firefest a run for its money. And then we're also going to get into what we recommend and maybe even do some mini reviews of Old and Snake Eyes if there's enough time throughout the end of the show. But before we start, just to let you all know, the Streamlabs and the Super Chats are open. So please send in support for the show. It's a Friday. Let's have some fun. Send in some
let's do
questions. Send in some cool questions. The Streamlabs address is right above our heads there in the middle. It's also in the description of the video, and I'm about to pin it in the chat. So come on, send your support. Any questions you want to ask us from anything at all, Wendy and I are open to it. All right, let's jump into our first topic here, Wendy. That Dune trailer, though, as you wrote there on the rundown, that is perfect. Talk to me. I mean, that was 3.5 minutes or over 3.5 minutes of incredible footage. My trailer reaction to it is dropping later on today. I could not believe, I had to go and take 15 minutes and just sit down outside because it was so much to consume. What did you think?
It was a lot to consume in the best way possible. Great point. I thought the visuals are absolutely stunning. You pair it with the music, all the imagery, and also I don't know what it's a requirement to be hot. If you're cast in Dune, you have to be hot. So every single person is hot. Background actors hot. Lead actors hot. I was like, yo, I can't take this trailer. No, but seriously, I actually like this one because it focused on Zendaya's character a little bit in the beginning, as opposed to traditionally, I think in the past it's really been heavily focused on Paul.
Yes.
Which makes sense, but I love that we got to see a narrative from a different character. I'm really excited because, and I'm kind of going back and forth. I know this movie comes out in October. I have not read the book, and I watched the Dune movie a long time ago, so I don't remember much of it. So I've been suggested kind of both, right? Dustin is thinking Maybe we don't read the book going with a very open, like clean slate. We're not influenced or like known by anything. You just go in and really enjoy what Denis Villeneuve is putting up there. And on the other hand, a lot of people are saying from what they've seen in this trailer specifically, they are saying it doesn't look like they're changing much from the book.
Yeah.
And that I should maybe try, if I can, get through at least the first half of the book, because it seems like this movie is going to only cover the first half. But I also heard it's a dense book. So give me your thoughts on, like, do you think if you were in the situation, would you, and if you haven't read the book yet,
I mean,
would you just do it?
If I'm Wendy Lee in the situation that Wendy Lee is in, constantly working, constantly doing stuff, I don't know if I have the time to read that book.
I don't have time.
Because you've got other things that are being sent to you to read as well, to be on top of and be aware of. So I think it'd be a very, very tough ask for you. That being said, though, maybe listening to the book on tape might be a better way around for you, or the Kindle, or so the audiobook of it, rather. That might be a better way. Right. Because that might inspire you, and that might, like, you can do stuff while you're listening to the book and whatever. So maybe that's the better route for you at this point, or just go in cold. I mean, really, most of the times when you read a book before you see the movie, there's a lot of disappointment that accompanies you watching the movie, and so you want to avoid that overall. I think it's okay to not read the book and trust that Denis Villeneuve is going to lay out what he wants you to understand from the book. Because judging from that trailer, it looks like no stone has gone unturned, no dollar has gone unspent on trying to make it look as believable, as beautiful, as regal, as just jaw-dropping, and it left me awestruck. It's trying to do all of that as much as possible. So I have a lot of faith in it, and I think, and I agree with you, the fact that they focused on Zendaya in this one, I think, was really smart, because in the last one, she was barely in the first trailer. So you're like, okay, why are they doing it this? What are they going to do with the second one? And they really showed you. Plus, you get a little more of the emotional stakes that are here, Wendy, as well. The father and son situation with Oscar Isaac and Timothée Chalamet, and what that means. And clearly, Rebecca Ferguson, not Jessica. His wife, I don't think so. He says, I don't know the characters that well, not his wife. And so clearly she is someone who is protecting, or in charge of protecting, Timothée Chalamet's character, Paul. So that's going to be fun. And I love Momoa.
I want to say Jessica is his mother, but okay. I believe so. But again, I could be wrong. So you guys in the comments,
chat, people.
Let us know, please.
Let us know. Yeah. And then more with Jason Momoa and more with Batista as well, which I thought was great to see. And also this exploration, Wendy, of like a people that is subjugating another people. So that idea of, even in a faraway moon, this is happening. So I like that they're going to explore some of these other uncomfortable issues amidst all the grandeur and jaw-dropping visuals from the cinematographer. Is it Greg Fraser, I think, an Australian cinematographer there for this one?
Yeah, absolutely stunning. I think I myself rewatched the trailer a few times afterwards. And I watched it on the laptop, because when we do trailer reactions, that's how we watch it. But then I moved it. I went into my living room and I popped it up on the TV just because I had to experience it on a bigger screen. And now I kind of want to go and book myself like a movie, whatever is showing, and just hope and see if we can get this Dune trailer up on that big screen. Can you imagine being in that dark theater, surrounded by Dolby Atmos sound on on IMAX screen, whatever it may be, and just taking that visually in? Like there was so much for your eyes to focus on. Oh yeah. Every single second, every frame is really, really beautiful. So I can't wait. I think this. I mean, I haven't seen it yet, so it's kind of unfair to judge, but it looks like it's going to be probably the best adaptation of Dune.
Yeah.
They spared, no expenses.
No expenses at all. From the costume to the settings to the visuals of it all, there's no way they didn't spend a lot of money on this. Now you wonder, though, because I saw some people afterwards, Wendy, saying, it gave me Blade Runner 2049 vibes. That movie didn't make a lot of money. So is there a worry? Is there a concern here that this movie might not make any money, or might not make as much money as they're hoping, because they're spending a lot? WB and Legendary are spending a lot on this movie. Do you think that, because Villeneuve's not known for blowing the doors off the box office, so do you think this will kind of do that? Do you think enough people will be involved in it?
I think the anticipation for the film plus the delay because of the pandemic is going to help this movie. Not that it wasn't going to do, I feel like it was going to do well already, but I think with the release strategy and the marketing and everything, how they've slowly kind of like, you know, each piece of information, each piece of marketing we've gotten is better and better and better than the one before. I don't know how they're doing it, but it's been, you know, carefully planned and thought out. So I think the audience, especially after this, like if you're not sold, then you weren't going to like it anyways. Yeah. That's what I think. Then, you know, because it's like, how do you look at something and go, not interested? It's like, what do you mean? Well, then you may not have fun in the movie. And I don't want people to sit through a seemingly, you know, a very dense book and then to screen adaptation to be like, well, meh. Like, it's just so visually stunning. And the cast is phenomenal if you want to look at their body of work. You know, they're all excellent. So this is like, just like for an all around, like in K-pop, we call it an all kill. Like for visual, for hopefully the script, the soundtrack, costuming, and performance, I think it's going to be all top notch.
Yeah, absolutely. It will not have Sting in metal underwear, thank God. And Chris Corcoran says it's not like Villeneuve's name makes people go, no thanks. No, Chris, but it doesn't make people go, oh, I got to go run out there. Not at the numbers I mean, go and look at the box office numbers. I mean, he makes money, but he isn't making $1 billion movie. This has the potential possibly to approach that if enough people are on board with it. You know, a lot of people said that Aquaman wasn't going to do anything, and that thing made $1 billion. So you just never know. And that's almost a 3-hour movie. So you go, well, how does that happen? Well, you hope that you catch the public's attention enough with what you're bringing to the table that a majority of people want to go see this. Plus, October is right around the corner. It's not as far away as people think. We're almost in August, September, October. That's how close it is. Literally 3 months away, almost to the day, because I think today's the 21st. Today's the 23rd. So 3 months, literally 3 months away is that film. So it's not that far down the road here. So people are going to start building in anticipation. Enough people get involved in. I think it's going to hopefully make some money for sure.
Now, do we know if this is, because I know this was a huge debate with, what was the other movie that was like, we're going to stream it, we're not going to stream Tenet, right? Oh, yeah. And I know there's huge difference here, but is this specifically in theaters only, or are they also doing an HBO release?
I think it's HBO Max later. I don't think Dune is going to be. I don't think it's day and date. Let's find out real quick if it's day and date. I should look. That's a good point. No. Dune's later. It doesn't say. HBO Max confirms its release. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead. What were we gonna say?
I think it's theater only for now.
Yeah,
I think it is.
Okay, so it released all of its 2021 movies onto HBO Max for a 31-day period on the same day they come out to the theaters. But the streaming service confirmed on Twitter after sharing more Dune posters, Dune will be in theaters and on HBO Max only on the ad-free plan, streaming in the U.S. for 31 days from its theatrical release.
Oh, so not global.
It will be day and date. Yeah.
It will be day and date. I mean, for me, that makes me happy. Not saying that I'm not gonna I'm choosing to go see this in IMAX screen. I'm definitely gonna book that.
Yeah.
Like I don't think sitting at home on my puny little TV is gonna do it justice. Even if you have the best like setup, this is like IMAX movie setting for sure.
Yeah. Wow. It's so incredible. So yeah, we'll see what happens, because I know there's been a lot of complaints since Black Widow came out that second weekend was affected by the fact that people could just stay home and buy it for $30 and watch it as many times as they wanted to in the comfort of their own home. We'll see how that plays out with Dune. That's for sure. We did one super chat that came through here from Jamal Way. He says, I love the Dune book, but if I could, I'd wipe my memory so I could experience this film spoiler free.
I like that. See, that makes me feel like I really should read the book right after. I already purchased it with my credit on Audible, # not sponsored. I like it. Good pitch. But if they want to sponsor us, please email John Rocha. Please. 1,000% please. Yeah, it's been sitting in my Audible library for a while. I've just got all these other books that I'm trying to get through.
Yeah.
Before I get into Dune, so I can give it my undivided attention. So
nice. Yeah. Darren Farthing says that she is Paul's mother, Rebecca Ferguson's character, and a concubine to his father. Okay, all right.
to Leto or Leto, however you say it.
Interesting combination there. All right. Just the way he said to her, like, are you prepared to give your life? Like, are you prepared? And she said, with my life. So I thought it seemed an odd thing to say from father to mother. But, if she's a concubine, maybe there is that little bit of distance in that situation. So that's coming out October 22nd. So get your Dune asses ready. Get up in the sand and get ready. All right. Let's move on to our next thing here, Wendy. This is a Michael B. Jordan story from our colleague Jeff Snyder.
Back in LA, baby.
Yeah, is he back in LA?
He's back in LA.
Wow,
mm-hmm.
I should go.
I know, or he's coming back soon.
Okay,
I think there's plans.
Okay, there's plans in place.
There's plans in place.
Well, he's reporting in an exclusive here for Collider that Michael B. Jordan and his production company Outlier Society are developing their own Black Superman project for HBO Max that centers on the Val Zod incarnation of the character. J.J. Abrams is working on a Black Superman project himself with Ta-Nehisi Coates writing the script. And it's basically a race-bending approach to Clark Kent where you make him black instead of white and approach it that way. But Jeff cites in his article that a recent editorial by Jamie Broadnax over at Black Girl Nerds provides some idea about why Jordan has not wanted to, quote, engage in conversations about race-bending Kal-El for the same reasons many of the fans are pushing back on the current Warner Brothers reimagined version of Clark Kent. But that he would be interested in engaging on a Black Superman project centering on the Val Zod storyline. So maybe Michael B. Jordan feels himself that turning Clark Kent black is not the way to go. And you know what? A little bit, I have said this about Latino characters. Like, I know Miles Morales is Spider-Man. I know we've got Jaime Reyes as Blue Beetle, but Latinos need their own superheroes. Us taking over white-started superheroes isn't the answer. So I like that Michael B. Jordan and his people seem to be in the same camp as well overall. So this is Val Zod, for you who don't know, is the Superman from Earth 2. He is one of the last Kryptonians and the second to assume the mantle of Superman. The character was orphaned after his parents were executed by Krypton's High Court, though he was found on Earth 2 by Terry Sloan, who offered the young alien asylum to protect him from the outside world. Ellis, on the other hand, is the Superman of Earth 23, where he is the president of the United States Wendy. So you hear all these things, Wendy. I mean, what is your feeling overall about this? Are you excited about this? Do you think this is the right move? Do you think because he said he's not going to be in the J.J. Abrams one, and he hasn't even said he's going to be in this one. He's just producing it and making it happen at this point. What do you think about this?
Also, I wouldn't mind if he decided to don, the costume.
The tights, yeah,
absolutely, because he's built like a superhero, anyways. But I am on Team Jordan here for wanting to tell the story of Val Zod, because we've seen the Clark Kent story many, many times over.
Yeah,
right. So I get what J.J. Abrams is trying to do, and I am for that as well. Like, if you want to do it, and do it well. Right. But I also think there's other superheroes, Black superheroes, whose stories can be told, and Val Zod has not been told via a movie like live action prior. So I believe he's only existed in comic books so far, maybe animation a little bit, but I want to say mostly comic books. So I feel like it's time to give these other characters, the spotlight. How many times are we going to see the Clark Kent story? How many times are we going to see the Thomas Wayne and family story?
Right.
Over and over and over. And I get it, because like franchises and things like that get rebooted, and that's fine. Again, if you do it well, I am all for it. Tell a good story. Hire the right people to work on it. But I also, comic books can be so limitless, and there's so many great characters in there that are a little bit lesser known to the general audience, not for, all the sweaties out there who know everything and anything about comic books. But I think it'll be great for the general audience to go, I didn't know about this. And then guess what? They're going to go and become comic book fans.
Yeah. Absolutely. It's a great point you bring up here. And that's what I think that's so important. And Jordan said that in an interview with Hollywood Reporter, that it's important to have people see, people see themselves in the superheroes, see their own color, see their own gender, see their own, point of view, or even their own sexual orientation be portrayed by superheroes that are on screen. It normalizes their situation, normalizes them, and makes them feel part of that world, that they can aspire to that as well. Because for the most part, over the last 60 years, 50 years, we've had white superheroes to grab onto. And there have been black superheroes, there've been superheroes of color for sure, but it's been a mostly predominantly white situation, male or female, predominantly white. So you have to kind of figure out how you're going to break that on screen so that you can get more of the public inside the theater to see themselves in these characters. I think is positive. And this Jamie Broadnax went on to say a little bit more. She said that she explained that it would be tone deaf of Warner Brothers and DC to, quote, race bend a white character and erase black characters that already exist in the DC universe under the Superman banner. That's Calvin Ellis and Val Zod. Of course, I referenced Cal Ellis just a couple minutes ago about he's president in his version of Superman, of the Superman story. So there is that thing where it's well, if this was created as a black character and it was portrayed as a black character throughout the comics, then having that become your version of Superman feels a bit more authentic than pigeonholing the black experience into the Clark Kent storyline. Although Ta-Nehisi Coates, I don't doubt.
Yeah, exactly. See,
writes. So,
that's the whole thing. It's I want to see that story too.
Yeah. But this is interesting, Wendy. How many Jokers are we going to have? How many Supermen are we going to have, right? I mean, this is fascinating because, of course, we've got the rumors about Flashpoint and it's going to be multiple universes and Michael Keaton is back as Batman and all of this. So are we going to open the portal to multiple Superman? Do we have a Henry Cavill coming back in some way with that? Do we have Black Superman, two Black Supermen possibly existing in the universe that you're creating there as well? And do we have other characters that are related to the whole situation come forward and be a part of this multiverse kind of thing they're doing over there at DC, just like they are at Marvel? So I don't know. Everything's on the table, it seems like.
Yeah, especially with the multiverse in both Marvel and DC opening up here, playing the possibility, like you said, with Flashpoint. That's such a fun way to explore all of these characters, that we know, Val Zod is Earth 2. So, and in the Flash show, you already see, how they can do the multiverse or the different timelines or flashpoints or whatever. So why not bring that into the cinema universe? Yeah. Cinematic universe.
And the Flash show is a great one to reference too, Wendy, because it's one of the most diverse superhero shows on there, with all the different characters. You've got Latino, you've got Black, you've got white, you've got it all, men, women, it's all mixed in, and it works really, really well overall, for sure.
Yeah, great show.
So we'll see what Michael B. Jordan ends up doing. But who thought, Wendy, 5 years ago, you would have never thought that the studio would do two Black Superman movies, possibly. That would never have occurred. It's crazy.
And now they're doing it.
It's positive. All right. What do we? We got a couple of Streamlabs that have come through here.
Nice.
John Speak says, "Did you guys see Pig yet? I thought it was great, and Nick Cage was outstanding. I did. Also, did any of you see the trailer for the Blue Bayou movie coming out in September? As an Asian American myself, it looks like it's going to be a really emotional story. Wendy,
Blue Bayou. Did I miss that?
Okay.
Hold on a second. Oh." Blue Bayou. Official selection of the 2021 Cannes Film Festival.
So what you're seeing, ladies and gentlemen, is a reaction to the future trailer that Wendy is doing right now.
I'm very tempted to just press play right now, but I won't because and it's from Focus Features. Nice. Okay, I have to do this when Dustin gets home.
Perfect. So I haven't seen the trailer either, so I will definitely take a look at it. But I saw Pig. I was able to get a link from one of the publicists that I'm connected to, and they sent me a link, and I took a look at that one, and it is stellar. It is absolutely great. I loved it. Yeah. Is it
any similarity to, probably not, to Elephant Protector?
I don't know what Elephant Protector is.
With what's his name? Tony Jaa.
Tony Jaa.
Where it's a Thai film, and he has an elephant. He gets taken from him, and he runs around chasing people down, and he yells, "Where's my elephant?" But in Thai, and I can't speak Thai, so.
Well, he does chase people down, and he does ask, "Where's my pig?" Maybe there's a little bit of similarities, but it's more about the fact that he's a former chef who disappeared 15 years ago after a tragic loss in his life, and taking of the pig opens the door back up for him to have to go back into the city and confront all these demons that he kind of ran away from. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Through the guys, the pig is like a vehicle. The taking of the pig is the vehicle for him to kind of like go back into this situation. And it's a revenge film, but it's got an interesting twist to the end of the revenge film. That's all I'll say. And it's a tight 90 minutes too, Wendy. It is fucking good. It's fucking
love
good.
it. Maybe I should ask for a link. Anyways, moving on.
Drunken Prayer says, "Hey, Drunken Prayer, good to see you, Chris. How are you?" He says, "Black superhero, well, anti-hero maybe. Michael B. Jordan would have made a great Spawn, or maybe Cloak. Yeah, for Cloak and Dagger. If they bring him into the movies, not just TV. Yeah, that's another thing we should clarify in the story. Thanks for bringing that up, Chris. Is that this is at this point that Michael B. Jordan says they're aiming to make this a series, not a movie, a series. But that doesn't mean it won't connect up to the overall canon of the DCEU or DCU, whatever they're calling it nowadays. So yeah, what do you think about that? Do you think he'd be a good Spawn or a good Cloak from Cloak and Dagger?
You know, from the way when he played Killmonger, and I hadn't seen him really as a villain prior to that, so I can totally picture him, and I feel like actors always have more fun playing the villain. Yeah. You know, so I can see him. I can see him do both, but I think if I were to put money down, I would love to see him as Val-Zod. But that's just me. that's just me. That's just me. He hasn't really played a superhero yet. Well, no, I take that back. He was the Human Torch.
Oh, that's right. Yes, he was the Human Torch.
But like another superhero.
Right. Justina says that I'm freezing up. Do you see me freezing up? Should I go back out and come back in? I don't sense.
You seem okay right now.
Okay. All right. If I'm freezing up again, let me know. I'm happy to move on from that. All right. Wendy, what do we got next here? Some Batgirl news?
Yeah, we have some Batgirl news. So we're talking about casting. Leslie Grace, you've seen her from In the Heights. She has now landed the iconic role, and she's going to be donning that cape and the bat cowl to be Batgirl in HBO Max's new film, which is very exciting because there was like a list of the actors that they were looking at. I believe like Zoe Deutsch was one of them, and I was looking at the actors. I was like, really solid choices here.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, but I'm happy that it's her. The first thing I did when you cast anybody in Batgirl, Batman, Robin, I immediately take a photo of them and I cover this part of their face and I see how their jaw looks. That's the first thing I did when I heard maybe Robert Pattinson was going to be Batman, or I remember it was circulating somebody. I don't remember where. I don't think it was an article. I think it was just like a conversation in passing, but they also were thinking maybe Zac Efron. And I kind of looked and I was like, Pattinson, because he can do it, because you got to get that sharp jawline right there. And she's got that. So obviously it's not the only reason why she's cast, because of, her jawline features, but I'm really excited for her. I enjoyed her performance very much in The Heights. So for her to, kind of get her superhero on, I am here for it.
Yeah, I'm 1,000% here for it. I mean, this is a woman of some incredible accomplishment, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. She's received 3 Latin Grammy Award nominations. She was in The Heights, now she's got Batgirl. She's a singer, songwriter, and actress. She was born in the Bronx from New York City. Her mom runs a hair salon in South Florida. She was raised in South Florida. And so you've got a lot of things going on with her as well. She speaks English and Spanish, so she's fluent in both. So for me, the idea of a woman of color becoming Batgirl is fantastic. And look, I mean, what do you want me to say here? This is a beautiful woman, for God's sakes. So her stepping in to play Batgirl is fantastic. And she's incredibly talented. If you watch In the Heights, she is so good in this movie. And, I tweeted a couple of days ago as a little prod to some people, a little poke to some people. And I said, I thought In the Heights wasn't full of stars. Well, look at all these people grabbing Anthony Ramos, going to Transformers.
Not full of stars.
Yeah, now Leslie Grace, the Batgirl. So clearly it was full of stars. They just weren't stars that you were ready to go and see the movie about. They were
everybody's so freaking talented in that.
That's what I'm saying. That film was a star-making film. So in essence, they were stars already. They were just waiting for you guys to notice how damn good they are. So finally, casting directors, finally people in these bigger projects are realizing how powerful and strong and talented these Latino actors are, or actors of Latin origin are. And it's great to see them stepping into this stuff. Once again, we talked about Black Superman. Now we got ourselves a Latina Batgirl, and we've got a Latina Supergirl as well.
That's right.
So finally, my people are showing up on screen.
There you
in
go.
these positions, and I love it. Yeah. What do you think about all this?
I mean, I'm just so excited for one, they finally, made their pick. And two, we're freaking getting a Batgirl movie. I mean, this is I feel like such a long time coming. I've tried to cosplay as Batgirl. It's never happened because I've never finished the costume. But you see her in iterations of comic books and cartoons, but she's never had her own film. But we get, tons of Batman movies, different iterations of Batman, animation, live action, and whatnot. So I'm just, as a woman, seeing another super powerful woman on screen, it always puts a smile on my face because it makes you want to go out and kick ass. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, totally. Absolutely. I love that. So we're looking forward to it. We'll see what they do. I mean, remember Joss Whedon famously couldn't crack the Batgirl thing. I'm sure they're going to crack this thing real quickly and real fast to put it in motion. And she's going to be great. She's going to be fantastic. And it's so smart for WB to go young and to go with these people who are coming up and coming or, future stars because you can lock them down to long-term contracts early in their career. So, it's great. Yep. And the fact that she doesn't even need it. She's already successful being a Latina singer and getting Grammy nominations and doing her thing. So that makes her even more of a prized commodity in this situation. So
maybe she'll even do a solo for the soundtrack. Oh my God. You know how they always do that as the credit, the end credit song? Why not? Yeah.
If Anya Taylor-Joy can sing for Last Night in Soho, then I'll be damned if Leslie Grace can't sing for Batgirl. I'll be damned. All right. John Speaks donated here. He said, Streamlab, he said, I've heard good things about Stillwater and Green Knight, and both are coming out next week. Have either of you got early screenings for those two movies? Wendy?
I think there's a screening that came through. I don't remember the dates exactly, but I want to say I have conflict on both of the times, so I'm a little bummed. I'm going to see if I can get a digital link for both of those movies. I'm going to ask for them. And see, because I'm very interested in both, especially Green Knight. When I saw the trailer, which feels like the very first time I saw the trailer was pre-pandemic, and it was over a year. I think it was over a year ago, and I was like, "This looks so interesting." And again, the visuals, it's dark and gritty, and Arthur era. It just looks so good. So I am crossing my fingers that I can get an advanced screening. If not, then I'll just see it however I can, but fingers crossed for that because I would love to review it ahead of its release.
Absolutely. I saw Stillwater last week, and it is the best performance Matt Damon has ever done as an actor.
Really?
So for me, the film itself, there are some kind of plot contrivances that work out, but overall I liked the film. And this is the director of Spotlight, Tom McCarthy, and I thought what he portrayed here, what he did here was really good. And you have, in essence, a kind of, a Southern guy who's got some issues in his life trying to be there for his daughter who he wasn't there for in the past. And his daughter, in essence, has the Amanda Knox situation where she's arrested, convicted of a crime that she claims she didn't do. And so you go through that whole journey with them. And as he tries to offer her some consolement there in France, what he has to do, I mean, think about that. You got a Southern country guy, full-on country guy, living, trying to be in France and try to help his daughter out. So there's a lot that gets explored here, and I think Damon does a fantastic job in the movie. Yeah. As far as Green Knight, I have not seen it, but I do have a screening on Tuesday night, so I'm looking forward to this one. Yeah. I'm hearing people say that it's slow and then it builds to this fantastic ending, and I'm like, good. That's what I want.
Yeah, that's what you want. Exactly.
Nice and slow. Yeah. Exactly.
Live in that world for a little bit,
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
More about House says, hey, Wendy and John, I'm annoyed I can't remember my question for you.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Well,
I hate that.
Remember it, send it through. Yeah.
When you have a thought, you're like, oh, this is going to be good. What was I doing? That's happened to me way too much these days, like quarantine brain.
Quarantine brain is wow. Wow. All right, let's move on to some Jordan Peele news. What's this all about, Wendy? What's this Jordan Peele?
Nope. He is working on another horror movie, and all he did, I mean, all he has to do is drop a poster. Granted, it's an awesome looking poster with the word "nope," and now it's trending. It was trending on my Twitter feed for quite a bit. And at first I thought, like, is this satire or is this the actual movie title? Because it literally says Nope, but then it says, you know, Daniel Kaluuya, Keke Palmer, Stephen Yeun. I was like, well, I'll watch that movie. So it comes out next year, July 22nd, 2022, and we've already got a poster for it. It's got a kind of like just a circular cloud with some sort of, not a kite, but like a streamer or some sort of a yarn, a string. Yeah, something leading up to it. A kind of, you know, it's above this town below with all the lights on it. So it's giving me, I don't know, alien vibes. Just as Nope, which is what I say a lot when I watch horror films.
Yeah.
When things happen where I'm just like, you know what? Nope.
Nope.
So we're intrigued. This is going to be from Universal Pictures, and all we know right now is the title Nope, who is starring in it, and the posters. We don't have the plot. It's still being kept very secret for now. But we do also, all we know is release date, cast, poster, and title. But based on the his past work and the cast along, I am already knowing where I'm putting my money.
Yeah, I mean, isn't this Jordan Peele and Kaluuya reuniting again for the first time since Get Out?
Yes, since Get Out.
Right. So Get Out.
Good.
Nope. I want the response to the third movie. I said Get Out. So I want that response to the third movie. But yeah,
so
I love it.
Us and Nope.
Yeah, exactly. This looks great. The trailer looks fantastic. I mean, sorry, the poster looks great. I like it. The mystery of the poster and the cloud. I mean, who releases a poster before you release even a trailer? So I don't know how far along this movie is. We still have Candyman coming out.
I know.
He produced. So
yeah,
I'm not even mentally ready.
Busy man.
Right, exactly. I'm not ready to go to the next horror project with Jordan Peele when I haven't even seen Candyman yet. So, but this is a great title. Nope. I mean, it's got
to be aliens, right? It's got to be.
Maybe. I mean, but like, I just think it's a great title because anything that scares you, like, nope, no thanks.
Yeah.
So it's brilliant.
I think I said that in watching the trailer for Malignant. Did you see the trailer for that?
Nope, you're not gonna
see, there it is. Nope. That was exactly what I said out loud in a trailer reaction. In the trailer reaction, when one of the scares happened, I was like, "Nope." Yeah. I say that a lot.
Yeah.
When I'm watching horror stuff, so it's perfect. It's perfect.
I'm really enjoying doing the trailer reactions and reviews that we've been doing more of in the last couple of weeks. But like horror movie trailer reactions, I don't know if I can do that. Maybe I need to do them.
They're so fun.
You'll get to see me freaking out, but
so you haven't done any horror? You should do one for Halloween Kills.
Oh, yeah, sure. Halloween Kills.
You got it. Just watch it on the laptop. It's less scary.
No, that's a good point. And with the lights on. Drunken Prayer says it's clearly about Benjamin Franklin inventing electricity. Oh, yes. Totally.
Well, it is the kite, and maybe it's the lightning that kills people. Something's controlled. The government's controlling the lightning. Hold up.
Broke the story. You just completely broke the
Drunken Player gave me the idea. He cracked it. It's the kite, right? The cloud? Dude, it's going to be lightning striking down on people.
Oh, my God. That's brilliant. What did he say?
Like, nope. We have to revisit this whenever the plot comes out.
Hell yes.
We have to revisit it. See if we're right.
If it's lightning, we're gonna pay Wendy out. If it's lightning,
and I'll give some money to Drunken Prayer.
Oh my God!
Share the good. But wait, though, that could be like an actual thing. Hold on. The lightning. Oh my gosh. Well, we'll see.
We'll see. That's for sure. All right, let's move on before we lose it too much. You're asking about what is going on with the Olympics. Yeah, Wendy, this is a curious story. I've been watching some of the Olympics already, which has been fun. It gets in full gear. It kicks into full gear today and tomorrow and Sunday, of course. But the nation of Guinea pulled out on Wednesday. They pulled out their 5 athletes on Wednesday from the Olympic Games, but then on Thursday completely reversed their stance after money had been released by, by Tokyo, by Japan there, to let them be able to come. And they have used the money, and apparently they've been assured by their government that all the COVID restriction guidelines will be followed. And now they are going to the Olympics, these 5 athletes. So what's your reaction to this? What the hell is going on here? Why are we still having the Olympics?
That valid point. Japan really wanted to have it. They pushed it back a year, and they decided that they wanted to have it. I just thought, okay, I don't know too much about like the operations on like the back end of the Olympics, right? Like all I know is what I've seen on TV in the past when I was young, like really cool opening ceremony, a really cool closing ceremony. I watch with specific sports depending on if it's summer or winter, and watch these athletes showcase what their bodies are able to do, which is like they're superhuman, they're incredible. Right. But this feels so drama ridden this year. Like every time I, go on, and there's something about the Olympics, but it's not about like this person got a perfect score, or this person for the first time ever did this. It's about, countries reversing decisions of coming and not going, and athletes being sent home because they tested positive for COVID, that there's no spectators in the sport. I believe the creative director, Kentaro Kobayashi was fired just before.
Yes, right.
Just beforehand, right? Like on this yesterday, I think I read the news over a Holocaust joke that he told years ago. Yeah, but like it's all a joke. You don't really want to joke about the Holocaust.
I agree with you. Yes,
I mean, I would have picked a different kind of joke. I don't know. That's just me personally. Some good stuff coming from the Olympics. MK Somber here in the chat saying awesome to see skateboarding finally a part of the Olympics. I'm just sad that it's kind of overshadowed by all the other drama that's happening here. So it's crazy. Yeah, I don't know how the Olympics work, because I'm thinking that the country wants to hold it to kind of say, yes, we got to host the Olympics.
Yeah.
That's a cool thing. But also the other part of it is like the celebration of your country being able to host the Olympics. You get the merch, you get people to go to the games, and tourists come, and so it bumps up your tourism and all that, which we totally need right now, but also we don't need because we're in the middle of a pandemic still. Virus is still very much a thing, hasn't gone away. So like Japan's not really making the money. Like nobody gives them the money to host the Olympics. They have to come up with that money. Just like athletes, I think, have to come up with the money, or their sponsors have to come up with the money to send them. Right. Great point. So I just personally, I don't understand why we couldn't have waited until 2022. And I don't know if for the athletes, if there are a timeline, because obviously, like, I think for athletes, the younger your body is, the easier you're going to have you're going to have an easier time performing in your category, obviously, because we all wear and tear our bodies as we get older. It's just a natural thing. Yeah. So I wonder if the athletes were also maybe, and I don't know if they have influence over this, but they were pushing to like, oh, let's have in 2021. I don't know. But it's just every time I turn on the news, I'm like, what's going on with the Olympics now? Because we're not even talking about the results of the Olympics. It's just drama after drama. It's too much.
No, I agree with you. I think when you do something that has bad energy around it, bad energy will happen to everything that comes in its sphere. Do you know what I'm saying? And I think that's what you're seeing here. The Guinea situation is interesting. You're doing a 180. What was that all about? The Olympic the opening ceremony composer stepped down. He removed himself from the situation as well. Someone mentioned the United States women's team losing 3-0 in their first game to Sweden. That's true. That's true. They'll be playing as we go to bed this morning at 4:30 a.m. PT. I might get up for that and do a watch along on Twitch. I might. I love the U.S. women that much. Stormy Wood says the U.S. gymnastics team isn't staying in the Olympic Village because they feel safer in a hotel. That's
really
true. Yes, that is very.
Are they
true.
Allowed to do that? I thought like the Olympians.
I think with this COVID, yes. I think with the situation is now, yes, but not normally. No, yeah.
Wow.
And also I think a fencer has already been removed from the Olympic Village because there are accusations of sexual assault on him. And so it's just like I said, it's bad energy, man. Bad mojo brings bad stuff out in people. So they shouldn't be having these games. I know there are people who are emotional, want to compete. One of the Guinea, I think she's a weightlifter or a boxer or something like that. They showed her and she was in tears that she wasn't going to get to go. And now that she's going, she said that she didn't understand why Japan would hold the Olympics if it's not safe. It must be safe if Japan is holding the Olympics. I'm like, oh my God, what is wrong with you? No, it's a money grab. It's a cash grab. Of course it's not safe with the numbers that are going.
Right. They can't control who gets the virus and who doesn't get the virus. They can't control because you can catch it on the plane here.
Yes, yes.
You don't know. You could be asymptomatic for the first 5 days. You don't know. You don't know that.
And listen, and I was reading articles today. People who are fully vaccinated can still catch a version of this COVID or one of the variants. It isn't as bad if you're unvaccinated, but you can still catch it. So that's to me, it's pretty crazy overall. So,
wow.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be more stories. There's no way we're done with the drama with the Olympics. Speaking of drama, let's move on to our next story here, Wendy. This one's a little unsettling as well. Let's get into it. What's going on here?
A little trigger warning for everybody as well. We're about to dive into the Activision Blizzard being sued by California over allegations of their frat boy culture and sexual harassment. And you can read all about it if you just do like a simple Google search. But the workplace is very, very unsafe when they talk about the kind of the frat boy culture. These male coworkers, developers would drink at work, and they would do a cube crawl where they would be drunk, and then they work their way through like the cubicles and like say nasty things or harass and bully, whatever, spend their time instead of like working. They're playing video games. And I get it. Like you work at Activision, you possibly would be testing games, but that testing is still working, not just playing for leisure and fun and delegating all of their tasks to women. And there's just so many other ones that this was a tough read for me as I was reading through a lot of these women's, experience and how just awful and toxic, and how was it kept under wrap for so long?
It's a good question,
especially now in 2021. Like, how did we not know this years ago?
Yeah, I mean, this is what happens, right? Because you didn't know. By the way, this investigation's been going on for 2 years, so clearly, around the Me Too movement, around it, people started to feel that there was space to be able to finally talk about this or reveal this stuff or confront this stuff or call people out about this stuff. So more power to them if they've done this. The state has found the issue. This isn't an independent investigation by the attorneys of these people making the accusations. I imagine it's all women, but it's not. Maybe there's some men mixed in as well, but it's probably mostly women, if not all women. This is the state that did the investigation and found all these things wrong with what Activision and Blizzard were doing. I remember, I think we had explored doing some stuff with Blizzard when I was at Collider. I thought we had kind of kicked the tires on that a little bit. I don't remember correctly, but I think there have been some issues or some conversations about it. But it's kind of crazy to think about the fact that that's a company that had all this stuff going on. But then by the same token, I mean, look at Gamergate. Certainly there's no. It's ironic that there is a bro culture amongst the nerds. I mean, I'm from a time when nerds got beat up by the bros. Like nerds did not, the nerds were not bros.
Wasn't cool to be a nerd.
Yeah, I mean, you were a fat, pimply faced kid who got beat up all the time, or you were nerdy because you knew a lot about science, and the bros didn't want anything to do with you. I think it's sad that we are over the last few years we've discovered that nerds can be just as bad bros as any of the bros that used to beat up my generation of nerds. So that's a sad thing to see, and especially when it comes to women, because you would think a section of society that has been kept underfoot for many years by other sections of society would understand and be more sympathetic. But of course, that's where you breed the incel conversations. That's where you breed these guys who don't know how to speak to women. So they debase them down to symbols or to property or to remove their humanity so they can speak about them in a way like this. And to do it at work, I think that goes beyond. I mean, it's already rough if you're doing it at the bar, but if you're doing it at work, that's even less. And if they're finding evidence of these women and women of color not getting paid at the same amount that these other male counterparts are, that's a bad look overall. And this statement by the Blizzard guy makes it seem as if this was all happening unbeknownst to him. And
oh, come on. Yeah, I read that internal email.
I was like, come on now. Yeah, it
don't know if I buy it.
Yeah, I usually don't trust the internal emails, Wendy.
Yeah.
I'm just leaving it at that.
They got to do it to start their, what is that called? Like not rescue, how to fix it? Like
face saving or a brand saving. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
They got to start it like, oh, now we got to send out an email. Now we're going to do this and whatever PR. Like, look, I'll believe all of your PR and statement and whatever internal email you want to send when we start seeing change. These people need to be held accountable for their actions. The company, there needs to be a huge change Like you put so much trauma on so many people that's going to take them years if they ever can kind of get past it. Some of them can't. This is awful. So like I think a lot of the problems with, like you were talking about, like like the culture and all that stuff of like video game, like the bros, is that a lot of these people have no consequences, right? Like if you scroll on TikTok, a lot of the female gamers will kind of record their gaming sessions and they'll record straight up what they hear in their ears online as they play. Like that's why a lot of them choose to not talk when they play, because the second they find out you're a girl and we're playing with the girl, and it's kind of like, who cares though?
Right.
But who cares? Right. And then another problem I notice is that the other men who are playing in the same game don't speak up.
Yeah.
Too few speak up. I can't say not everyone, but like there are some, but not enough. We appreciate the ones that do, but not enough.
That's the thing that has to change, right? Just like with racism, if you sit back and don't do anything, you're almost just as culpable as the person who does inflict racism on someone else. If you see it happening in front of you, you don't stop it, you don't say anything, you don't do anything, then you're part of the problem. And I hate to break it to you, that's the truth. You can't be like, oh, I don't want to get involved. This isn't a car accident. This is like you see it happening legitimately right in front of you.
Just say something.
Yeah, same thing.
Chill out,
Yeah, exactly. The man-woman situation, same thing. You see something happening, call it out. Absolutely. So we'll see. Do better. And we've all changed. Look, we've all changed. I'm not coming on here being like sanctimonious or anything like that. I know that I've had to revisit some of my behavior in the past with the conversation with Clark Wolf. She made it very clear to me how like being persistent or chasing down someone and constantly trying to ask them out or whatever, that she spoke to me one day. I really heard what she was saying. My mind was open because I came from that generation where I was taught to do that. That's how you get a woman. You see the movies, they show you that. But then when you speak to a woman, actually see how irritating that actually is, how frustrating that is, how that could be just so terrible for them to deal with constantly. You just hadn't even thought about the other side of it. So that kind of broke open my understanding and perception of the whole situation after that. So
but you were also willing to listen, because some people they listen, but they don't hear what the words of the other person is saying, right? But you took the time, you listened, and it registered with you, and you went, okay, I actually hear you. Yeah, like more people needs to do that, because they're just not like, oh, okay, or like performative stuff. Yeah, but it can't be. It's got to be more than that. Right.
You got to listen. It's very important to listen. If I want people to listen to me about, my points of views about what's going on with people of color, you got to open the door to listening to women and what they're going through. It goes both ways.
Absolutely.
All right, let's see here. Wendy, we got one stream lab that came through. Oh, yeah. Drunken Prayer. Chris said, did you see the ridiculous ruling about the women's volleyball and Norwegian team being told basically their shorts weren't revealing enough by the committee? Also, the Paralympic sprinter being told hers were too revealing as well. Yeah.
I saw noise. What the heck?
Yeah.
Revealing, not revealing enough.
Yeah. It's weird because there's also the story of the female German gymnastics team who is now wearing full leotards from top to bottom. They're not wearing they're not going to be performing or competing rather in the
leotard.
The leotard. They're wearing the full leotard all the way from all the legs. Everything is covered. And that's what they're going to be performing in. And they're daring the Olympic Committee to fine them or to remove them from competition. So I like that. I think that's gutsy as hell. I appreciate that. So, yeah.
I don't understand why people are being fined for a choice in their what they choose to wear. I'm not wearing them. You're not wearing them. The athletes are the ones wearing them. If they choose to wear the more comfortable version, shorts over bikini bottoms for, volleyball, let them do that. That's so weird.
And it was just shorts. That's the thing. They were mad they weren't wearing bikini bottoms. They fined them because they weren't wearing bikini bottoms. So,
I can't even. This is my face. Look at this. Come on now.
Come on now.
Trying to play sports here.
All right. Well, let's move on to our next section of the show here. What's trending, Wendy? This is your domain. Please take it away.
I picked this. We gotta have like a little K-pop every week, so I've decided to just put a little K-pop corner in our show notes, and we're talking about Stray Kids this time around. Stray Kids World Domination. They are coming. They've just released a teaser, a whole like video, 2-minute and 35-second teaser for their second album entitled NOEASY, and I watched it and I was like, yo, this is like a full production K-pop when it comes to music videos, their performance stages, anything. There is, like, you know how we talked about earlier with DUNE, no expense, like expenses is not an issue. What you want, what you can dream up, you can probably get. They can make it work for you, right? So this specific video, 2-minute video, there's tons of inside jokes amongst the members. So if you are a fan of Stray Kids, if you're a stay, you probably get it. This trailer got over just 600,000 views in just a couple of hours. I'm sure by now, but by the time we look at it, it's probably way more. So in the trailer, our 8 members are in this action-packed battle with a sound monster that's been wiping out people's voices. They got to save the world. The graphics, the visuals, and everything is really amazing. Obviously, their style is also top-notch. So according to the fans, the title of this album, NOEASY, one word, is kind of sarcastic on their own, because Stray Kids, some people have criticized that their music sounds like construction music, like it's loud and it's too noisy because they don't sing. And I was like, but they do sing. They still have, people say that because I think that's just like the style that they like. It also happens to be the style I like, which is how I became a fan, where I heard their music and I was like, oh, but they do have, slightly more like chill, like laid back, relaxed songs that really shows off their vocals. If you watch their performances throughout Kingdom, which is like a competition show that they were on with a bunch of other K-pop groups, they really showed off their capabilities in dance, in producing, in their singing abilities or visuals and everything. So they're coming back strong. They're getting ready to make Stray Kids World Domination with their second album, which will be coming out August 23rd, 2021, that Wendy will definitely be buying.
I saw this trailer. I'm like, is this a superhero show? What is this just for an album? It seems like it harkens back to the older days when music videos in the 80s, they had these like announcement videos that were also long form mini film, or actually long form music videos or short films leading to the announcement. Kind of like
Michael Jackson Thriller type.
Yes. Or even Don Johnson, of all people. He had this whole thing where he was like this cameraman who was involved in this battle in a small country in Latin America, the Civil War, and it was all to announce the release of his album. So it was weird how we did it back in the 80s. So I like that they're kind of going back to the past to kind of do it in a different way here in the future, and it totally works. It was a funny little video, and you don't even have to be that. It's like, I don't know anything about Stray Kids, and I watched the video and I thought this was really funny, and I got some of the jokes. I mean, the fact that they play different music for one of the members, and and they asked the question. They're like, "Wait, why does he get different music? What the hell's going on here?"
Because he looks like a Korean prince. He just looks like he's got the hair and everything. And he's finally, back with the group, able to resume his activity again after the bullying allegation and all that. The case. So I was just happy to be back. But it's also perfect that he was the one that got a different background music. So I don't feel like you need to be a fan in order to understand what they're trying to tell you. You don't even need to understand the language in order to kind of get the messaging. It's just a fun way to announce that their album is coming up. They always prep. K-pop groups, any K-pop group, they always prep heavily for a comeback. Like their diet changes, their schedule changes. They'll start, once the album comes out, whatever single that comes out with it, they'll probably do various, variety show programs, perform the songs, different looks, music videos. You're seeing that right now with BTS, with Butter, Permission to Dance. It's all over the place, and I'm eating all of it up. I don't care how many times they perform Butter on however many TV shows. I'm going to watch all of them.
Yeah, why not? I mean, it looks cool. I love it. This is blowing up like crazy. The video at this point is 1.7 million views. That's how many views it has already. 1.7 million views. It's insane.
Wow.
Their one from last year had 7 million views on it. So just madness. Wendy,
did you watch God's Menu yet? The music video?
No, I've not watched
Kids. Oh my God, John Rocha.
I will watch it. We've made the deal. I will watch it.
Do it. I will. Got to do it. It's so good. It's so good.
Marmot House says, I found some good Blackpink metal covers the last couple of days. Oh, nice.
Hey, Blackpink in your area. Love it.
Respect.
That's what they say.
Okay, cool.
In their songs for Blackpink.
All right, and let's move on to our next thing. The Free Guy social reactions. What's this all about? Have they had a screening for this already in LA?
They did a very early, very small screening. Okay. So I believe more will come because the movie doesn't come out until August 13th. So we've got a little while, but the social embargo did lift for Free Guy. So actually, let me go up, and my Twitter just closed by itself for some reason because I had the page prepped with the hashtag and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. But it went away, so let me go ahead and just pull that up right now. I did get to see it. I can't review it.
You did get to see it. Okay.
I did get to see it here in LA. Nice. It was a very, very small screening. This movie and kind of a lot of, the social reaction kind of mirrors what I have to say. For example, Jazz from HCA, and I believe she is, let me make sure I get her bio right, from Variety, says, Free Guy is so much fun, utterly enjoyable. Taika Waititi is the best bad guy ever. Take no Hollywood. Get ready to ship Jodie Comer and Ryan Reynolds. Yes. Props to Sean Levy or Levi for the best use ever of Mariah Carey's Fantasy. And as you guys know, this movie was meant to come out, I think, last year, but because of the pandemic, many movies kind of fell victim to it as well, pushback. But the marketing, when it's under Ryan Reynolds, I mean, he's such a genius and creative when it comes to that. He's got Deadpool and Korg reacting to Free Guy, which makes sense because both him and Taika are technically both in the MCU, and they're also technically in this movie together. Yeah. So of course it makes sense for a super meta character to be reacting to a movie that is also happened to be super meta, but it's about Ryan Reynolds' character Guy, who is an NPC in a video game but doesn't realize that he's in a video game. Right. Until some stuff happens.
Yeah, that new that 4.5 minute Korg Deadpool thing was so funny, and you got to see more footage of it. And the trailer itself was released separately as a separate trailer without Korg and Deadpool commenting on it, which I think was great. So the trailer by itself is fun. Adding Korg and Deadpool reacting to it was even more fun. So yeah, I'm glad to hear that the reactions are positive. I mean, that gives me a lot of hope for the movie. I was worried it was going to be one of these vehicles that just has him in it, but this sounds like they really do dive into creating a very funny movie. Is Taika the director on this, or just the bad guy?
Taika's not. It's Sean Levi. Okay. Yeah, it's like one of my. It's now like probably my favorite movie from him.
Wow. That's
I think. Statement. Hold on, let me look at his IMDb real quick before I cement that.
Yeah, as a director. Okay.
As a director. But it is so much fun. It is just so much fun.
Yeah, I can't imagine there's anything better. I mean, Night at the Museum, Real Steel, Date Night, The Internship.
I did like Real Steel. I did
Big Fat Liar.
Real Steel.
Okay. Wendy can't review it, but yeah, I think you can tell that she
can't review it. No, I liked it a lot. I can't wait for you guys to have so much fun with this. A couple of more tweets about this movie. Scott Manzelfra, the founder of Hollywood Critics Association, says Free Guy is the most fun I've had watching a movie all year. Wildly entertaining and hilarious from beginning to end. It deserves to be seen on the big screen, not only for the spectacular visuals, but also for the plethora of surprises throughout. Yes. It's a Truman Show meets Ready Player One. And then one more from Joe Mears, I think is how you say his last name. Sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong. Who writes, I was extremely skeptical heading into Free Guy. Heading out, I was a huge fan. One of the freshest feeling, genuinely funny, and surprisingly moving big budget adventure movie in years. Ryan Reynolds is great, of course, but watch out for Joe Keery and Jodie Comer. Stars.
There you go. All right. I love it. That gets me even more excited to see this movie. I can't wait to get it. I gotta shake the tree down here in San Diego and see if we're gonna get a screening down here or not.
You should. I mean, it's very early. Today is only the 23rd and it doesn't come out until the 13th.
Yeah, I've got the Suicide Squad one lined up.
Nice.
I'm looking forward to that one. Like I said, Stillwater and like I said, Green Knight and something on Monday. I can't even remember what it is on Monday. I got something on Monday.
Jungle Cruise.
I'm hoping. What's
Jungle
that?
Cruise? Jungle Cruise?
Yes, Jungle Cruise.
Monday. Wait, are you coming up? Are you coming up?
There's one here, so I'm getting a chance.
I thought I was going to see you in person.
I know. Listen, I don't. It doesn't make sense for me to spend $40 driving up back. I might as well just pay. For
I agree.
The movie. Like I realized that when I drove up for Black Widow, I'm like, this makes no sense. I spent $100 that day, so no, that's not the right way to go.
It's a bit. It's a bit of a drive.
Yeah, but now that I'm doing more of these reviews and reactions, it's like I'm trying to be on top of all this stuff and doing way more than I did last year. So I like that. It's good to, and I'm very fortunate to have connections down here to be able to do that with some of the publicists that reach out. So they're pretty awesome people. All right, so let's move on to our next thing here, Wendy. Dead Space remake. I'm not familiar with Dead Space. Are you? What can you tell us about this?
That is a game I have never finished and never will finish. I don't know if I want to play the remake. It is absolutely terrifying. Really? And now there's a trailer, which means that it confirms the remake for this classic. It's like a space survival horror games. Did you ever see Event Horizon?
Yeah, of course. Woo.
Yeah, it's that same kind of. Yeah. So yeah, this was the original game was released in 2008. Really, really scary. I scared me so much that because I like to play video games kind of in this setting. How you guys are seeing me now, just very minimal light. So I can focus on the game. I like to have it up loud. I remember I kept on turning down the volume because it was too horrifying. I ended up turning on the lights and ending up never finishing the game because I just couldn't do it. I was like way too chicken to go into like the next room. But EA has released a teaser trailer for Dead Space, along with the announcement that they're going to be completely rebuilding the game from the ground up. They're going to be taking advantage of the Frostbite engine, and the players are now going to get to step into Isaac Clarke, the engineer, as he attempts to repair the Ishimura. There we go.
Okay.
So yeah, there was I don't know. Have you? I watched partly the trailer. The fear was too much for me to actually finish it because I was like, oh, I'll do a reaction to this. I couldn't do it. I guess like maybe.
You are telling me to watch horror movie trailers, and you
this one's different.
It's different. It's a horror trailer.
But they come at you. The monsters, they like do this, and they come at you. It's really different. I can't. I would say this scared me more than Resident Evil.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for me. For me, it's not the same for everybody else, but for me, for some reason, it really got to me. Again, no release date has been confirmed, but this is going to be available on your Xbox, on your PlayStation 5, on the PC. Yeah. So you guys can Google the Dead Space official teaser trailer and check it out for yourself. I don't know if I will play. I want to. Okay. I really want to, but a part of me don't want to spend the money out to buy a full game to quit a third of the way through, because that's where it got me last time, where I was like, can't do it.
Well, the other part of this is they've also released. They've also released a trailer for the new island that they are doing for Ghost of Tsushima. So they released a trailer for that. That's going to be the director's edition coming out in August. The trailer is about 2 minutes, and I haven't finished the game yet. I've been playing it on Twitch. I haven't finished the game yet. I'm definitely going to try to endeavor to. They said it would take a year to finish the game, so I was like, I don't have a year. I don't have a year to finish the game. So, but I'm going to play it. I'm just not going to,
A year to finish the game?
That's what I heard. I heard a year to finish the game. So
that seems very expansive.
Yeah.
I mean, how many hours is that then? A year? How many hours are you playing in a day?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Because if you're just putting in 4 hours, like, okay, I get it. Take maybe a year because you're kind of like really playing it slow. But
right.
I know people that's finished it. Didn't take them a year. Okay, I believe, unless I'm wrong.
They said it takes about 25 hours to finish the basic game.
Maybe that's what it was.
Go into all the other stuff is where it takes like way longer. So
Rocha, I can't. I'm trying to watch this trailer. I can't do it. I'm turning it off. I just tried it again. I can't do it. I didn't even have the sound on. I can't do it. I'm such a scaredy cat when it comes to this game.
Yeah, but it ends up with what? Chopping arms off or whatever at the end.
Oh my god. I just can't do it. It's a loud game. It's like the grind.
Marvel House says Stone Brewing just re-released their Woot Stout. Pick up a bottle, John. All right, I'll take a look. Where would I get that? I don't know.
Woot Stout.
I can take a look.
Maybe you can order it. And it'll come to you, maybe. Yeah.
Maybe I can.
Sounds like
I've
fun.
been thinking about doing that as a little bit of a possibility here on the channels, doing a little like stout videos, like stout little reaction videos, like, like new stouts and trying them out and seeing if I like them or not. I think I'd like to explore that. I don't know how to get into that, but you know me, Wendy, I'll find a way.
Yeah. Do it. Where there's a will, there's a way.
As Shia LaBeouf once said, do it.
Do it.
All right,
do it.
Do it. Do it. What's the next thing? Oh, Summer Camp Nightmare. Let's talk about the Summer Camp Nightmare.
I had to put this on here.
Yeah, you said this rivals Firefest, so please, I'm interested. What's this all about?
I mean, if you want to, talk about counselors getting punched by summer campers, staff being hired just the day before camp actually starts, sick kids, food delays, supply delays, that is kind of the Firefest of this overnight camp we're talking about. And this, we're talking specifically about camp. I'm not going to pronounce this right. Keenbark, maybe sure. Quinbark. Okay. So this was meant to be kind of like a rustic overnight camp. It got shut down earlier this month, just after just 6 days in operation. The camp director told the parents who were paying as much as $3,400 for 2 weeks that they need to pick up their kids the next day following a summer of challenges. And this is also including, the food supply being delayed and everything. So the decision, this was an 85-year-old camp in New Hampshire, it sounds like. In the middle of the summer, leaving the campers unable to finish, what they paid for. Counselors obviously stewing, upset. Parents probably just as upset because you kind of, as a parent, you plan things, right, for the summer. Kids are out of school. Okay, we're going to send them to camp. They're going to, like social skills, meet friends, have fun, hopefully, at camp. And then also gives the parents a little bit of like that, like if they're working parents in the summer, that gives them time to focus on their work as well for just like, the 1 or 2 weeks. But this problem is huge. It was more than just like the food not being there. The counselors hired just the day before camp. That is your problem because they didn't have enough training, enough experience. There was a counselor who was punched in the face by a child. There was later a camper who was hit in the head by the same kid. So there were problems with the campers and the counselor not knowing how to help the situation. Dirty dishes at meals. And have dishes. We're in the pandemic, Rocha. Dirty dishes. Already in normal times, this wouldn't have been okay. This is even worse. So campers obviously were getting sick. They were getting quarantined. Parents are saying they weren't being informed of all of this stuff while this was going on within the 6 days. Staff was quitting left and right or being fired. It was awful. And there was a camper's letter to his parent from the first week, which apparently reads like satire. So this camper writes, "We have been in tears, bored, and devastated but the whole day. The camp director is lying to you all. You have to trust us. You have to. We're not joking, and we're not having fun. So many things are wrong with this place." And the boy's dad, who found the note after the camp closed, gave it to the newspaper who was reporting on this as an article. And obviously names are being kept out to keep the kids' privacy. Right. This sounds like a kid's version of Firefest, and like it really shouldn't be real. What do you make of this, Rocha? Have you gone to ever like an overnight camp?
When I was a kid, but let me tell you something. And I did when I was an adult. I hate camping. I've always hated camping. I don't like camping. Fuck camping. It is not a joy. It is not a joy to sit in your own filth for 3 days. It is not a joy to have people at their last nerve, because everyone gets to their last nerve because they're tight on sleep, because they're not sleeping, because they're staying up late drinking or having conversations or hooking up with someone else's wife at camp, or doing the s'mores, or the sounds of the forest rather keep them up all night. They're sleeping on rocks or whatever. Like, it's that kind of stuff. I don't understand people enjoy camping. It just makes no sense to me. Glamping I can do. Camping I cannot do. It's why I've never gone to Burning Man. I've been offered Burning Man.
I can't do that.
I've had a friend offer to pay half the ticket, and I was like, no, I'm not going to do it, because people go there and they don't shower for 7 days. And fuck you for that shit. Get clean.
But are there
to be clean? Yeah.
Is there showers at Burning Man?
No, you have to bring your own shower. And
how do you bring your own shower?
There are standalone showers, but you have to bring your own water for the shower. So you stand in a because they say you can't waste water. So you stand in a tub, put the makeshift shower and the curtain around you, and then you have the thing that you pump for the water to come out, and you kind of take care of yourself, and then you wash it off. Then you take that water, and I think you have to find some place to put it, or pour it out somewhere so you don't waste any water. But that's the game there in Burning Man. So no thanks.
Oh, I'm not the target audience for that. Good on you if you go and you do it. I can't and have that experience. That's not something I'm made for. I'm also like you. I'm soft, so I like my glamping. I like my hotel rooms. I like a sturdy shower with hot and cold water and electricity, where I can plug in my phone and all that stuff. Yeah, Dustin loves camping. My husband loves camping. He's got camping gear, but I don't think he's never done a Burning Man. He's done something called the SEA Wars, which is kind of like camping, but I think it's more than like you have to. He never told me he had to bring his own water. I'm
not surprised by this at all, that Koi loves camping. There's not a piece of me.
I think him and Martia both go.
Yeah. Oh, do they really?
I don't know if they go together. I just think I think I saw her post a couple years back on Insta, and I commented on it, which I was like, I don't know, I should have waited a few days to comment on it, because like she wasn't going to see it because she's at Burning Man. My friend Erica Ishii have also gone to Burning Man, which is like so cool.
Yeah,
pictures look cool.
Everyone I talk to of my friends who go to Burning Man, there's always a story of one of them of them getting into fights, but they always talk so glowingly about Burning Man. I'm like, why do you go if you end up fighting with each other, and then you come back and you talk about how great the experience was?
Because you're frustrated and you can't shower. There's probably no hot water, so you have to get used to it.
Why put yourself in that position? It makes no fucking sense to me. What's the joy? I like my
say you did it.
Yeah, I'm not those people that was like, oh God, I got to disconnect from society, or I got to disconnect from my social media, from my mobile phone.
You know what you do?
I love it.
Turn off your phone, you put it in a shoebox somewhere, and it's called the willpower to not touch your phone. I've done that.
I don't ever want to do that. I like having every piece of information at my fingertips all the time. I love it. So I am not built like those other people who need to disconnect from technology.
You and I would be the two kids at like a sleepaway camp, like sit there across arms, not wanting to super just disengaged, mean to everybody because we don't want to be there, but our parents like, you're going.
I didn't want to be here. I don't want to be here. I'm going to hit you with one of those dirty dishes. Mohammed House says, I was homeless for 2 years. Oh, I'm sorry, brother, man. I'm sure that must have been very difficult. I can stand with Mother Nature and all her children. All right,
there you go. Man. Some people are built for it. Some people are built for it.
I love it.
I am not. Yeah, for real.
I could not be honest. I would not have a good time with that at all. All right, let's see here. For myself personally, of course, I'm just talking about myself. All right, let's. We're running out of time here on the show, Wendy. Let's jump into our coming soon, and maybe our recommendations here before we get on out of here. All right, you've got what have you got? BlackBook video game. What is this?
Yeah, so I just saw the trailer earlier today.
Okay.
So I've been looking for a new game to play once I am done with Paper Mario Origami King, and I'm coming very close to the end of it, like probably another 2 hours and I'll be done, if that. So I'm looking for the next game to play on Twitch, and I kind of wanted to be a more horror game, but I don't know if I want to go as dark and deep as Dead Space. So I saw this one. This is a dark adventure RPG adventure, which is very much my style, and it follows the haunting tale of a young sorceress who has given her life to serve the dark forces. So you are going to fight evil forces in a card-based battle, explore the world, and this is going to be available August 10th. So really not that far away. It's going to be available for PC, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, which is what I have. So, and you can if you have Steam and Xbox, you can get the prologue, and you can play it right now for free.
Wow.
So that is what I recommend.
Yeah, it looks very interesting. I like the look of the game. It's fantastic.
Yeah, the animation's quite different than some of the games that I've been playing lately. So I feel like if I'm going to immerse myself into a video game, might as well really enjoy everything about it, like the music, the art, the story, all of it.
Makes sense. For me, I recommend this film that's coming out this weekend, Woodstock 99. Peace, Love, and Rage. There's so much coming out this weekend. Ted Lasso dropped. He-Man Masters of the Universe dropped. you've got Snake Eyes, you've got Old there, and then you can throw this on top of the pile as well. And this is about how Woodstock 99 went absolutely insane after having the best intentions, all the madness that happened. You talk about that camp situation. Just seeing the trailer for this drove me insane. One of the publicists reached out to me and sent me a link for this, so I'm going to watch it. But I've already watched like the first 20 minutes. I'm finished watching, I guess I should say. I already watched the first 20 minutes. It's already madness. So I am 1,000% in on this documentary. Can't recommend it enough for you all to watch this thing if you're into Woodstock 99. And it's from Bill Simmons, who produced a lot of 30 for 30s on ESPN that people loved before he left ESPN to start his stuff on The Ringer and HBO. So this is exciting. They did Bill Simmons also produced the Andre the Giant documentary, if you guys like that documentary a couple of years ago. So I think we're in good hands, but this looks like an awesome situation here to finish out. I can't wait to finish it out. But if you remember all the artists, you remember all this stuff, it's described as this unfolding over 3 days of intense heat and nonstop performances. Woodstock 99, Peace, Love, and Rage examines how the festival eventually collapsed under the weight of its own misguided ambition and resulted in a grim outcome, earning the event the infamous distinction of the day the 90s died. So there you go.
Oh, wow.
The documentary focuses on American youth at the end of the millennium in the shadow of Columbine and the looming hysteria of Y2K, pinpointing a moment in time when the angst of a generation galvanized into a seismic cultural shift. So there you go. I'm going to take a look. I'm going to try and finish this one off tonight or tomorrow morning because I want to review this one for the channel on Sunday because it comes out today. But definitely take a look and watch this thing. That's what I recommend.
Love it.
All right, let's move on to our that's what's coming soon. But let's move on to our recommendation. What do you got here? You got Fear Street? What's going on here?
Oh my God. So I just went ahead and rewatched. I don't know why I've been like feeling this, like I want to watch some horror. I don't know. It's like it's a mood. So I rewatched Fear Street Part 1 through Part 3. Yeah. I essentially binged it. It's so good. I think my favorite is probably Part 1 and Part 3, but I really like the transition of the story from, and especially with the cast being reused in the third part to tell a very different story, like the origin story of Sarah Fear. I think it's really a lot of fun if you're kind of into slasher horror that's not like too horrifying. A little bit of that like Stranger Things flavor in there. This is 100% for you. It's all on Netflix, so it's an easy binge. Part 1, 2, and 3. I heard reading somewhere that it was meant to be like a theatrical thing released in theaters, and something happened and Netflix scooped it up and they decided now it's a 3-parter, and I think this is actually the best way to showcase this story. So the cast is fantastic, story is really cool, there's a lot of plot twists and surprises that I didn't see coming until the end, where I was like, I think I stayed up one day until 2 a.m. finishing watching Part 2, and then the next morning I was like, and Part 3, here we go. I also want to recommend, this is happening today on the Comic-Con at Home YouTube channel. The Her Universe fashion show is starting at 5 p.m. PT. So if you're into geek fashion, you want to see what these designers are bringing to the runway this year. The fashion show is going digital, obviously. There's no in-person fashion show this year. We didn't even have one last year. So I am a brand ambassador for Her Universe. But even if I wasn't, I would be telling you about it because I've been a big fan of Her Universe, wearing it right now to begin with. So definitely going to be tuning in at 5 p.m.
Yeah, and I remember, and you have been, because I remember how excited you were to walk the runway that one time for Her Universe. You had been kind of angling for that for so long, and it happened. I remember how happy you were. So yeah, definitely watch that, ladies and gentlemen. It's fun to see all the different. Now, is it different? Is it just Ashley doing everything, or is there people at home modeling certain things, so you're watching them at home on their cameras?
I am not sure. Everything's been kept under wrap, but I know Ashley was in LA via her IG. Like, she was in LA and she had filmed some stuff. And my friend, who is not competing, she won last year, so she's a judge this year, but she's also local. So I am really not sure how that's going to go. I have a couple of friends who are designers who have entered the contest this year, but I made a point to not ask them about it because they can't tell me anyways, and I might as well be surprised. So, but in the past, the in-person show is very well produced. So I imagine there's going to be, they probably somehow was able to either bring the cameras to the people or send them stuff to help them create their videos. Hopefully.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
More Mathans wants to know one more time. Wendy, are you going to play the Diamond/Pearl remake or Legends A Cruise Arceus?
Arceus, I think, is how you say it. I don't know. I actually Arceus. I don't think I'm going to be playing Diamond or Pearl remake because I've played it once already, and I've noticed that typically on a second replay for Pokemon games, I don't finish. Like for Eevee, Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu, I still haven't finished Let's Go Eevee, and I bought this in 2018, 2017, 2018. So, but I definitely am going to be playing Legends Arceus, because it's kind of that Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild open world platform. So I can't wait. I should probably, if pre-orders are open, I should probably pre-order it.
There you go. Cool stuff. Yeah. All right. So then, what's it? My last.
What's yours?
I mean, of course, it's Ted Lasso, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
I watched episode 1 this morning of season 2. It is so good. I'll be dropping a review for it in the morning tomorrow, but it's picking up right where it left off, and it feels like it hasn't lost any steam, and it's even fleshing out the world a little bit more with some new characters in it as well. So, look, things have been tough. Things are tough. If you haven't enjoyed Ted Lasso, take it from me. I'm one of the original people that love this thing from the beginning. I'm telling you, it will change your life. I know numerous people who've seen it more than once the first season, and it's just crazy. And the fact that they're picking up in the second season right where they left off during a much needed time. The Delta variant is here. The Lambda variant has shown up down in Texas, the one from South America. So, we could be going back. The cases are rising again.
No, I don't want to go back.
Shutdown City. If we go back to
wash
Shutdown
your hands.
City. Exactly. Wash your hands. Get vaccinated. Wear your mask. But if we go back to that arena, we're going to need shows to pick up our spirits, and certainly Ted Lasso does that. So if you've been hesitating about that show, or maybe you saw it one time through and didn't go back to it, maybe go back to it. It'll put a smile back on your face. But certainly you can start with season 2. Apple TV does a great synopsis of 2 minutes before the first episode starts. So even if you haven't seen the first season, you can jump right in, understanding who the characters are, what their relationships were, and what they are now going into the second season. So just something for you all to think about. All right. It's not available, right? Because it's only the first episode's available. They haven't dropped all the episodes. This is one of those,
I believe,
on Apple TV. They drop 1 episode a week. I have the first 6, but I'm resisting watching ahead because I'm like, I just want to enjoy it week by week. I would have
binged it all.
I know I may break. There's very real possibility.
Next week when we come back on the show, Wendy, I finished it all.
Also, one last thing we should recommend, and thank you for Joseph Ashley for reminding us, He-Man, the Masters of the Universe one is out now on Netflix, starring so many of the people that we know. It's written by my friend from college, Tim Sheridan. You've got, of course, Kevin Smith leading this thing overall as the executive producer, but Tiffany Smith is in there as a voice. She's so awesome. My friend Susan Eisenberg is in as a voice, the voice of Wonder Woman. Usually she is now a voice in this. Our top draft pick in the Schmodown draft this year, Griffin Newman, is in this. So many people involved in this one. So definitely it's out now. So you all need to enjoy it for sure. 1,000% go and watch He-Man, Masters of the Universe. All right. I think that's it. No He-Man. What does it mean? No He-Man. What does that mean?
Oh, Masters of the Universe Revelation.
That's it. Sorry. Revelation. I apologize. All right. Let's get on out of here. Thank you all so much for the Streamlabs and the super. Oh, we got one more. Sorry about that. Eric Kirby says, John and Wendy, have you guys seen the Raid movies? Why do you think Gareth Evans, the director of those movies, isn't getting any love from Hollywood? Marvel could have used him for Shang-Chi, and John, don't let that phone rule your life. Take a break, brother.
Put down the phone, John. Put it down.
I play chess on the phone. I play crossword puzzles on the phone. The phone is not for just Twitter, ladies and gentlemen. There's so much you can do on the phone. Anyway,
I need a new phone. I'm still on an iPhone 7.
Have you seen? Oh, Jesus Christ, Wendy!
What? It's not broken. It still works. It's fine.
Wendy.
It's expensive. New phones are expensive.
You can trade in right now and get a free phone, a free iPhone 12. You can.
Really?
Depending on your service, you can absolutely get a free one. So
I'll look into it.
You and Dustin get on a family plan. All right. Gareth Evans, why do you think he hasn't been pinpointed for any of these movies? Do you think?
Valid point. I never really given it much thought until you just brought it up. So valid point. John Rocha's going to get John's bone spurs. I'm sorry. Maramoth. Bone spurs suck. I hope you never get bone spurs. I hope no one gets bone spurs. Oh, okay. MK Songbird dropping in some facts here. So I'm going to go ahead and read that from the chat. Yeah, has a deal with Netflix. His next film, Havoc, stars Tom Hardy, Timothy Olyphant, Forrest Whitaker, and Jesse May Lee from Shadow and Bone. Can't wait. So there you go. But yeah, I do believe it feels like he's being underutilized.
Yeah.
And I sometimes wonder too, because directors just don't sign on right before a project is made public, right? Like there's a lot of things like sitting and waiting that we don't know about. Deals aren't finalized. So maybe there's a lot of stuff that he can't talk about, or his name's been. I am positive that his name is certainly circulating amongst Hollywood. It's just got to be the right project to come along.
Yeah. I mean, that's what it feels like to me. And it may be also that he doesn't want to get involved in these bigger films, because sometimes
potentially
you have to surrender control in the bigger films to the overall point of view or the overall goals that the franchise is trying to achieve. So maybe for him, it's better where he's more in control of the product he's putting out. I mean, Gangs of London was fucking excellent. And the Raid movies have been great, but he's also he's got a unique style. So you've got to, what superhero would he really fix? I mean, a version of Punisher with him as the director, that could be interesting. A version of Daredevil with him as the director, that could be interesting. So there's possibilities.
Yeah.
There's possibilities. But remember, he's still building his resume, and maybe in his mind, he's doing what he wants to do, and then eventually he'll jump on to something Marvel or big franchise related. So yeah, he was developing a Deathstroke film from DC, but that fell through. That feels completely correct. Yeah, that feels correct. Deathstroke for Gareth Evans feels correct. All right, let's get on out of here. Thank you all so much for the Streamlabs and the Super Chats. You all are amazing. Thank you very much for watching the video of this show as well. And please remember to hit a like. If you haven't hit a like yet, please hit that like. Give us some love. It's that thumbs up button if it's your first day on YouTube. Also, leave us a comment down below. We'd love to read your comments. We'd love to get your likes and comments. All that raises the visibility of the show. Wendy, thank you so much. Where can they find you, Wendy?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at just my name, at Wendy Lee. Oh, good, I pointed the right way. At Wendy Lee Zaney. You can find me on YouTube over at the Movie Couple channel, which is right. There we go. And you can find me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Wendy Lee Zaney.
There you go. Fantastic. And please follow her on everything she does. Wendy's a fantastic talent.
You.
She's been working on so many things. You can follow me at The Rocha Says on Twitter and on Instagram. And you can find me on Twitch as well. The Outlaw Nation, all one word. Come help me get over 500 followers. Come on down and do that so we can have some fun. Yeah, blowing up, and we're watching some things, and I will be doing some sports watch alongs, doing some game watch alongs. So come and join me on there. And what else have I? Oh, and all my YouTube channel that you've got now. If you haven't subscribe down below, please, and hit that bell button so you know when we're dropping all the great content. Just dropped a review for Old. I dropped my Snake Eyes reviews yesterday, and tomorrow will be Ted Lasso. And I'm dropping, if I can edit it in time, I'm dropping the Dune trailer reaction later on around 6 p.m. PT. All right. Much love to all of you. Yeah, what's that? What's God bless?
You got this. You got this.
I hope so. Much love to all you all. Thank you so much. And we'll see you next week for another brand new live episode of John and Wendy Explain the World. Peace.
Bye.